Okay, here we are. This is lesson 1 of drawing a McLaren P1. And what I'm doing is, like I always start these, I'm working in the darkest areas first so that I have some idea of what the highest, darkest values are going to be. And they will probably be darkened up more than that, but at least this is the darker portions of the car, darkest portions of the car. So what I'm doing here is trying to set a baseline for where the dark places will be, and then I'll work the highlights against it, and then we'll balance off the tonal values one against the other so that we get a satisfying drawing with a big change in values from dark to light, and that will make the most pleasant looking drawing. Because I don't have the use of colors, I'm just using black ink. I have to be very careful with not getting too dark or not getting too light. If I had two different colors, it wouldn't matter. I just throw the other color against it, but I have to make one color show up against the other one. So I have to be very, very careful with how dark I make one so that I don't get it so dark that it overpowers everything around it. And that's how this is done. And it's just this simple. I'm just putting dots down, as you see here. And it's just a matter of putting a whole bunch of dots down. I don't even know how many there are in one of these drawings, but it's a bunch. I can put several of them down a second, so I'm sure it would be a pretty high count. If I were to just continue to do that, I'm sure it'd be really high. Okay, did the side. Now I'm working just underneath the headlight and on the air intake. And yeah, it's coming along okay too. The darkest areas that I have on here are the tires, the side, which we just did, underneath the fender wells, the air intakes, and these intakes right underneath the headlights that I'm working on now on both sides, and the windshield. When I get all of those done, then I'll be able to start doing the regular tonal values on the car, and then we'll try and, like I say, balance one off against the other. And that's the most important thing. I mean, this type of drawing is really simple. Pardon me. You just have to make sure that you don't get too dark in any one place, and you can go fairly dark in many instances, and it'll be forgiven. But if you get an area that's supposed to be light against one that's dark, and you make the light one too dark so that it doesn't show up, then you're done. You know, if it's really nearly black, then there's nowhere else for you to go, and it makes it very very hard to try and save the drawing. But if you go after it like this, do the dark areas first, and then come back on the lighter areas and try and put a lighter area right next to the dark so you can see a big contrast there. If you do that, then your drawings will look great. Everybody will think you're doing just wonderfully. So it is what it is. It's a very simple technique. It's almost foolproof as long as you just don't get too dark. And the wider the spread in tonal values that you get between the darks and the lights, like I said, it will make a better drawing. It'll make it more interesting for people. It'll make it more dramatic, and people will like it more. So that's pretty much it. If you take a look back on some of my older drawings on my website, you'll see just what I mean about going dark right next to light, and it really does improve the quality of the drawing quite a bit. Pulls people's eyes right to that spot. Okay, getting a little bit short on time here. I'm not going to get done with this windshield today, obviously, But come on back tomorrow and we'll work more on the real dark spots, and then hopefully we'll even start on the lighter ones. That's it for today. Thank you very much. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye.